Hi Beth, hope you're well. We've got a session at 4:30, so don't worry, I'll see you then. But I thought I'd give you a quick video check-in just to give us some learning curves and some bits to work on outside of the session. So as you've noticed here, as soon as you got back on that Friday check-in with the weigh-ins and the nutrition, see how your weight's gone up quite a bit really, like 2 and a bit kilos, 2.4 kilos, which happens. It's a normal thing. And this is the very early days for you. So you haven't developed the habits that we gradually build in as the months go on. Yeah. So in the very early days, this is why people get it wrong, is they'll track for a little bit, they'll start losing weight, then they stop tracking and their weight goes back on again. That happens quite a lot for people around the world. But the way I do things, where you start to understand exactly what your portion intake's like. You start to understand that actually I'm probably going slightly over here. I shouldn't have too much of this. I shouldn't have too much of that. And you start to become self-aware. And awareness is a huge thing, because eventually you won't be tracking anymore, and you'll need to have a basis, a foundation that means you're able to keep your results without having to track anymore. So you'll start to understand that. But keep tracking in this whole interim period where we're getting our results. Because even though it's a bit of hard work, it's an extra task that needs doing, it has to be done in order to get your results. And it's actually the best way to do it, because if we're tracking and we've got your target here of 1,500 calories, and you're only hitting 1,300, you know you've got 200 calories left to play with. You could have something else extra, that dessert that you wouldn't typically have on a diet, or that chocolate bar, whatever it may be. You know you've got the spare calories. Whereas if you weren't tracking, just cutting bits out, you would become, what's the word I'm looking for? You start restricting yourself, and therefore you just want more. So then we start binging and things like that, because we've restricted ourselves so much. So tracking's great, and to keep that habit in, especially while we're losing weight and dropping body fat and really toning up all our body, that's the best thing to do to get the best results the fastest. All right, so stick that in. All right. Also, as you did in the beginning, just fill out all these numbers, your proteins, fats and carbs. Fill those totals in for me as well, because that's going to benefit later on. And the more data we've got now, the better we can do with it later. All right. But great start. Really good work getting back into it. That's the hardest part for a lot of people. Let's just stick at it through thick and thin. When this is high days, that's good. Be honest, be open, really is important. Let's get 80% of our week top in the green, and that would be great. All right. So today's Monday. Let's see what this new week's going to do for us. Let's aim for 1,500 as a total amount of calories and see how we get on. All right. I'm just going to freeze that so we can, there you go, up to row 9. Boom. There we go, so you can see. So I want to see lovely 1,500 calorie average at the bottom here. So even if you got like a 1,600 here and a 1,400 there, it's still going to average 1,500 at the end of the week. All right, so don't worry. Just get those numbers in. Let's see what we can get done. Proteins, carbs, and fats, just write in what they are, and we can adjust them later on. Excuse me. Training-wise, now when you're coming to train, as I said the other day, if you've got an outstanding session here of this previous week, then make sure that gets done before we do the next one. Okay? Don't skip ahead on this one, because I'm going to fall further behind. Just get these ones done and then move on. I'm dealing with these two here, so don't worry about them too much. Just worry about these. Now, as you can see, every week gets a little bit heavier. So the aim is to make sure, let me move some of these boxes so you can see everything, is to make sure the weight increases when we achieve the reps and sets. So for example, let's take the shoulder press. We used 12.5 kilos. We did 8,755. So we didn't get the 4 sets of 8. So we're going to stick at that until we do. And even if you got 8, 7, 6, 5, that's fine, because you got 1 extra rep. Okay, and that's brilliant. But that was definitely a 12 as well. And then we can start increasing the weight. So like if you, this now pull down was 23 kilos, 3 times 12. Now we can up the weight. And that progression is what's going to keep our muscle mass increasing, which means you're more toned, which means you burn more calories at rest when you're doing nothing, which means your results are quicker as well. So every time you ever come to your session, see, I've noted these in, but you might get to your session, there's no weights. Look at what you did and go, right, I'm going to add on some more weight, because that was obviously, I'd achieved that. Let's make it harder, or progress it is the best way to say it. For any leg movement, I'd always add 5 kilos on. and for any upper body stuff, add the minimal amount on like 2.5 kilos if possible. All right, and that's what I want you to stick to. But really hammer that nutrition, really get back to it. We're going to see a sharp drop in weight, I reckon, just because I believe that's all water weight and stuff like that. It's not actual fat weight. You can't put on that much fat weight in this short amount of time, so I wouldn't really worry. Just keep tracking. Let's get consistent again, and let's see some great results. All right, I'll catch you later in about 45 minutes. All right, see you soon now. Bye-bye.